and welcome to another special episode of the Transatlantic Sports Show. I'm your host, Anthony Wootton. Make sure you follow us on social media at TASS_UK. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the details below on your screen. And of course, if you are watching and you want to listen whilst you're doing your chores, out running, or walking the dog, then please look us up, the Transatlantic Sports Show, your favorite podcast provider, and you won't miss a thing. Coming up in this episode, we are joined by an NFL rookie, undrafted free agent, Jah Joyner from Minnesota. He sat through NFL draft weekend waiting for that call. The weekend came by, but then he did receive the call from the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a defensive end who is going to be learning under the tutelage of one of the great defensive minds in the league, Pete Carroll. He's a defensive end. Is Jah Joyner, so he is also going to be learning alongside the great Maxx Crosby. His situation couldn't be any better. He'll be coming up and talking to us about that draft weekend, what it was like waiting for the call, how his family reacted to that call, and then also how he's going to adjust to life playing for a team part owned by Tom Brady in the heat of the Nevada desert. He's a Connecticut guy moving south into the desert. How do you cope with the demands and also the extra pressure that comes with being an undrafted free agent? That's all to come. Here he is, our special guest, Jah Joyner. Hello and welcome to the Transatlantic Sports Show. Make sure you follow us at TASS_UK, and you can follow me. I'm host Anthony Wootton at ARWootton, WOOTTON. We're just a few days away from discovering who the matchups are going to be for the NFL London games, Dublin, and those games across Europe as well in Madrid and Berlin. But delighted to say that I'm joined for this episode of the Transatlantic Sports Show by a very special guest indeed. He is a defensive lineman out of Minnesota. He is making his way to warmer climes, heading towards Las Vegas this weekend because Jah Joyner was selected by the Raiders after this year's NFL draft. And I'm delighted to say he joins me now. You can see him. Jah, welcome to the show. Dude, how are you feeling right now?
I feel elite. I'm excited about the opportunity and ready to go.
Feeling elite. I love that. You are going to a top organization, which is part owned by the most elite of elite quarterbacks, dude. I mean, you're going to be playing for a franchise which is part owned by Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because after the draft, that's when people were telling me that he part owned that. I honestly forgot, but it's pretty cool to hopefully I get to meet him when I get there. But yeah, definitely excited and honored to represent them.
Yeah, Jah, you know that you were at college at Minnesota, defensive lineman. We're a couple of weeks now removed from the NFL draft. Just talk us through that whole week. I guess, you know, the build up as well, but that weekend of the draft, what was it like for you? You know, just waiting for that call, the phone to ring.
Yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Probably I didn't know where I was gonna go in terms of, I guess, the rounds and stuff like that, because me and my agent, we were communicating a lot, and it was 4th through 7th, so we could have got selected any of those rounds. Once the 6th round passed, that's when I knew I wasn't going to get drafted. So it kind of was picking a team at that point in that 7th round, and kind of gave me 3 choices. So I think the best choice that I made was with Vegas, and I'm excited for that opportunity there, and glad they even called me after the draft. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Did you speak to the Raiders during the pre-draft process? Were they one of the teams that you met and spoke to?
I spoke to their scouts, not like any like D-line coaches directly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, have you spoken to Pete Carroll yet?
I haven't. Hopefully get a chance to speak to him this Thursday. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, it's rookie minicamp, doesn't it? Begins this week and goes right through the weekend. You're going down there to Vegas. I mean, how does that feel? You know, you're moving to Las Vegas, man.
Honestly, it's just honestly just blessed for the opportunity to just go out there and meet those coaches, meet those players. gain the trust of all those players and coaches, and showcase my skills. Come from Minnesota, come from Connecticut. Be a sponge from to Maxx Crosby. Watch what he does every day, and whether that's going to the coach or talking to him, how he watches film. Just becoming close to him, honestly, and then his approach to the game, pass rush wise. I never got a chance to like really be next to a great pass rusher, so that'd be pretty cool to do that.
Well, you said right at the start of this program that you were feeling elite, and you can't get much more elite as a defensive end than Maxx Crosby.
Yeah.
You know, you were going to go into a room. I get, you know, the whole setup is just it must be vibing for you right now, dude, because you've got Maxx Crosby. You're going to be sharing that defensive line. You're going to learn so much from him. But then you've got one of the greatest defensive minds of all time, as well as your head coach in Pete Carroll.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And one of the major reasons why I even picked Raiders because a defensive mind coach, culture coach at that. Just watching him with Seattle, from afar, and Boy Mafe was one of my teammates in Minnesota. So he coached Boy when he was at Seattle. So heard a lot of great things. And yeah, just excited to learn and grow and be consistent.
Bet you are, man. Yeah. I mean, it's an exciting time as well for Raiders fans alike and the organization because it's a fresh new start. You know, they've got Pete Carroll. It's his first season back in the league. You know, the Geno Smith has been brought in as the quarterback there as well. So, you know, exciting times ahead there for the franchise. And you're going to be in a division going up against Patrick Mahomes. You know, if you grind your way through and you're there, you know, as part of that roster, you could be getting sacks on Patrick Mahomes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. One of the top quarterbacks in the league right now, and he's hard to get down. So that's why I always been here. And so that'd be pretty cool.
That is very cool. Yeah. So being a Connecticut guy, are you a Patriots fan? You grew up following
I actually grew
Patriots?
up a Philly fan.
Did
Growing
you?
up, and yeah, it was I kind of picked them when I was in third grade and stuff like that. So yeah.
So who were some of those defensive players that you looked to? You know, you I guess aspired to be as you were playing through high school and then through college. Which are some of those stars that have made their way in the NFL that you, I guess, kind of modeled your game to?
Yeah, I always looked at the Arden Key.
Yeah.
He was a major one for me, and I always look at body type and guys that look like me. So Arden Key, and I always look at moves as well, things that I do well and things that they do well as well. So TJ Watt and how he uses his rip move, I always looked at him. And then this offseason, I started looking at Brian Burns and how he stands up. Um, and so yeah, those three is like kind of the major ones that kind of model my game after.
Yeah, and you what 6'5", and you did a 4.640, man. So you've got wheels, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
See quarterback, see ball, hunt quarterback.
Yeah, get quarterback down.
How did you find the whole draft process? Not just the weekend, but the whole build up to it. You know, were you there at the combine? Of course, you know there'd be pro days, etc. You know, when you're being measured, poked, prodded, doing the whole interviews and all that. How was that for you? How did you find it?
I was excited throughout the entire
Yeah.
process. Not a lot of people go through that process and get invited to those events and stuff like that. So we took it a step at a time, combine wise, senior bowl wise, pro day wise, and just training for the it all, took it one day at a time. And yeah, I was just blessed to go through those opportunities and meet all those great players that was there, and meet those scouts and meet those coaches that I met at the Senior Bowl and wise. So yeah, honestly, just blessed to go through that. And so yeah.
What's the best bit of advice that you've had so far from a player or a coach who's been there and done that and has been in your shoes?
I think the biggest thing is consistency.
Mm.
Coaches want to see consistent every day. They don't want to see you down. Even if you mess up a play, they don't want to see you like body language down and stuff like that. and don't make the same mistakes. Coaches don't like to see that. So if you mess up once, don't mess up again on that same mistake. And they want to see you learn. They want to see you grow, and they want to see you like actually retaining the information that they're coaching. So I think that's the biggest thing going into camp and being consistent.
Yeah, and of course, you're an undrafted free agent, so you are competing for a job, aren't you? You're going to be part of that 90-man roster, and you're going to be fighting to make sure that you can avoid being cut by the Raiders, or make the practice squad. But you've got that extra fight, haven't you? So do you feel that going into rookie minicamp, and then you got the OTAs, and of course there's training camp, and you've got a real grind ahead, but you're up for the challenge clearly.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is taking it one day at a time and
Yeah.
focusing on not to be selfish, but focusing on me, getting acclimated to Vegas and how they run their program, and taking it day by day. I think that was the biggest thing. And even my process in high school, I didn't start until my last 2 years there. Even going to Minnesota, I didn't start until my last year. So I think the biggest thing in my career was I always started from ground zero and had to work my way up, kind of thing, and the development. So being consistent with that, with the development, each year in each game. I think that's the biggest thing that I've done in my career. So nothing's new. So I'm
Yeah.
being from Connecticut and always having to work my way up. So yeah, excited.
Oh, dude, yeah, 4.640 as well. You must be an athlete clearly. So, did you compete in track? Were you basketball? What other sports have you've done throughout your career?
I played basketball throughout
Yeah.
my entire high school career. And I played volleyball for 1 year. I did track on and off because I wanted to get like mobility and stuff like that with a track coach and stuff like that. But I never actually did it. But I was always close to the track coach. So, but yeah, I always had wheels. I think if I was able to catch the ball, I'll be playing tight end right now. But yeah.
You say that the Eagles, Philly are your team growing up as a kid with football. What about basketball? I mean, we're deep into the NBA playoffs, conference semifinals, man. Exciting, isn't it? There's been some exciting ends to
It is
games
exciting.
as we record. Last night we had Tyrese Halliburton with that 3-pointer at the buzzer right at the end to steal the win and go 2-0 up in the series against the Cavs. My goodness, it just keeps on delivering.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually a Nuggets fan. I always was intrigued by the Nuggets since Carmelo Anthony, and so yeah, kind of stuck by them. Yeah,
Yeah, Nikola Jokic, man, that guy, he's an unbelievable talent.
yeah, he's a beast. It makes it look so easy too.
He does indeed. Yeah, hey, look, well, you're heading down to Vegas, and the Golden Knights there in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They're 1-0 down against the Edmonton Oilers, but they've still got the another game to play, game two in Vegas. So you never know if the chance opportunity arises, you might be able to catch some NHL action if if there's a break in between, yeah, getting prepared for the Las Vegas Raiders. But first and foremost, it's Raiders ball for you. You said about getting acclimatized there, but Connecticut and Minnesota is completely different climate to that of Vegas. You prepared for that grind in the summer heat.
Definitely a change. That's what I've been hearing. But I think the biggest thing, 'cause I never left Connecticut when I picked Minnesota, so I wanted change. I wanted to grow by myself. I wanted to experience life by myself without my family. So I think Minnesota really helped me with them 5 years being there. So hopefully Vegas changes my life and in that with climate change and just excited for new and different. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be uncomfortable. I should say so. So yeah.
Plenty of air conditioning around there. I was there for 10 nights during the Super Bowl last year. For Super Bowl, what was that? 48? No, 58. Wasn't it 58? We just had 59. So I was down there for the Chiefs. The arch rivals now. The Chiefs getting that victory in overtime. But that Allegiant Stadium, boy, that is an incredible venue. You're gonna love it.
I've been hearing. I'm excited to see it and yeah.
All right. Well, Jah Joyner, thank you so much. Defensive end, Las Vegas Raiders. Can you believe it? Can you still believe it?
It
How are
really
your
hasn't hit me.
family, by
So
the way?
you
How
said
did
how
they
my
take
family's
it?
doing? Oh
Yeah,
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 they're
well,
they're excited.
yeah.
They cannot wait to go to Vegas. I said they can't go to Vegas yet. I gotta make the roster first for them to get to Vegas. But yeah, they're definitely excited.
Yeah, I mean, well, come on, I'm sure they'll get down there for preseason and catch a game and watch you down there. But again,
True.
they can see you on that field in that incredible venue, man. It's honestly, you're gonna be
Hmm.
buzzing. It's so good, so good. And yeah, your family must be so excited and so proud of you as well. Which what an achievement.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, Jah Joyner, good luck. Go get it. And yeah, let's see it at the other end of training camp, and hopefully we'll see you in that Raiders uniform. It's a great
Thank you.
uniform.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. And there goes my thanks to Jah Joyner, defensive end. Keep an eye out for him through rookie minicamp and, of course, through training camp. And we'll see how he goes with the Las Vegas Raiders. Good luck to him. And hopefully he learns a lot over the coming weeks and months under the guidance of Pete Carroll and learning alongside Maxx Crosby. The future is bright there for Jah Joyner. 6'5", and he did a 4.640. The guy is an athlete. I can't wait to see how he develops. And also Marcus Harper II, with whom we spoke to a couple of weeks ago here on the Transatlantic Sports Show. Make sure you go back and check out that episode. Marcus Harper II has been called as an undrafted free agent by the Indianapolis Colts. So who knows? Maybe we'll get to have a word with him at the NFL Germany game later this year out in Berlin. That would be great. Then that's all the more reason to follow us and subscribe to the Transatlantic Sports Show, because we give you access to those games. We'll be there for the London games, Dublin, Madrid, Berlin, you name it, we'll be there, and we'll bring you content and coverage from NFL events, especially those here in the UK. So give us a follow at TASS_UK. We're just a few days away from discovering who those matchups will be across Europe, those London games, that Dublin game, Berlin, Madrid, and elsewhere in Sao Paulo. I don't think we'll be going as far as Brazil this season, but you never know. But we'll reflect and react to those announcements. Who will those lineups will be? We're just a few days away from discovering the NFL schedule for the 2025 season. And of course, we also like covering the MLB here on the Transatlantic Sports Show. So where there's big stories from the world of American sports, we'll have you covered right here. So please hit like and subscribe and follow us on your favorite podcast provider. I'm Anthony Wootton. Thank you very much. Until next time.